Road to Rock. Bastards of Young by the Replacements. The world of rock isn't just written with notes, it is forged in moments of chaos that hide secrets no one dares to tell. Some call it legend, others a curse. Turn up the volume. This is Road to Rock, and this is the story of an Bastards of Young arrived in 1985 as a raw, blunt object from a band that never learned to polish itself. Paul Westerberg was the writer, the voice, the melody, the lyric fragments that cut straight to the bone. He brought the skeleton of the song to rehearsals, simple, aching chord pattern and a hooky cadence. The rest of the band, Bob Stinson on lead, Tommy Stinson on bass, Chris Mars on drums, turned that skeleton into muscle with big open chords, a stubborn backbeat, and a guitar tone that sounded like it was half broken and half brave. They tracked it during sessions with Tommy Ramon producing. The sessions were workmanlike, a contrast to the band's live reputation. In the studio in Los Angeles, the aim was clarity without losing grit, to capture the push and shove between melody and mess that defined the group. Paul insisted on a vocal take that sounded immediate, not pretty. Bob's lead lines cut through like a rusty razor, melodic, but jagged. Tommy's bass and Chris' drums locked into a forward pulse that made the song feel like a late-night march. Musically it is spare and anthemic at once. The intro opens on roomy, ringing chords, then folds into a verse-chorus architecture that favors repetition and intensity over ornament. The band keeps the tempo steady while dynamics ride between open-voiced hum and full-tilt guitar barrage. That contrast, wounded melody against blunt force rock, is why the song landed so hard. Production choices emphasized mid-range guitar and a present vocal, letting the grit breathe instead of smoothing it away. The moment came amid real tension. The Replacements were negotiating their identity punk roots versus a wider audience, and Bob Stinson was increasingly at odds with the direction. Label pressure for a tighter sound and the band's own self-destructive streak collided in the studio. You can hear that friction in the performances, urgency tempered by a kind of weary honesty. And the result was a track that became a touchstone. It got played on college radio, turned into anthemic set closer material, and later served as a reference point for a generation of alternative bands. For Paul, it cemented his role as a songwriter who could make vulnerability sound like defiance. For the band, it was proof that they could translate their live chaos into a recorded statement without losing the edge. Decades on, the song still sounds like a room where a fight was just finished and someone decided to write the verdict on the wall. That's the Replacements in microcosm: messy, urgent, and impossible to ignore. Subscribe to the channel and smash that like.